everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing very well. It is time for some statistics about my winter reading season. But before I get started, if you're new here, my name is Sophia and I make book-related videos, mainly videos about literary fiction and mystery thriller, but a little bit of everything. And I feel like there's been something missing from my channel for a while, and that is statistics. I really like looking into all of the nitty gritty of what I'm reading and what I'm liking, my star ratings, my genres, audiobook versus physical book, how I got the book, and all of those types of things. And I feel like in my monthly wrap-ups, I'm really focused on just telling you guys what the books are about and if I recommend them. So I thought it would be fun to do a seasonal wrap-up video where I really get into those nitty-gritty details. So that's what we're doing today. If you're wanting a lot of details about the book, I will be pointing you to some other videos in the cards and down below, just because I don't want this to get super long. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. In this video, I'm going to be talking about books that I finished in December through February mainly, but I do include like the first book of March, which doesn't really make sense. But technically it's still in the winter season and I had to draw the line somewhere. So those are the ones that I am going to include. So in that time period, I read 24 books. Overall, I'm really happy with that. So generally my reading goal for the year is about 50 books. And I historically usually read about 47 or 48. So if I keep on with reading about 25 books per quarter, I am going to be doing just fine in terms of my reading goal. In fact, I will hopefully surpass it for the first time in a couple of years. So in terms of genres, I read 4 mysteries. I was a little surprised that it wasn't more than that. 10 literary/general fiction books, 5 romances, which is more than normal. I read more romance than mystery thriller. I don't know that I've ever done that. 2 memoirs, and then 3 general nonfiction books. 8 of those books were audiobooks. I honestly think I can attribute like the number of books that I've read a little bit to audiobooks. I listen to an audiobook on the way to work, on the way home, and I feel like that really has been helping me kind of keep my numbers up. I read 16 physical books. Of the 16 physical books, 2 were library books and 14 were books that I own. My star rating. I was actually surprised how high it was. My average rating for winter was 3.79 stars out of 5. I did not count like 0.25 and 0.5 stars. I just rounded up or rounded down. But I had 3 2-star books, 8 3-star books, 7 4-star books, and then 6 5-star books. I think that's a pretty good variety for me. I like to be pretty much all in the middle, like 3 and 4-star. I don't want to have like all my books being 5-star. I mean, obviously I do, but I want to make sure that I'm really reserving 5-star for books that I truly love. And then hopefully not too many 2 stars, but maybe just in there to remind me what I like and what I don't like. I filmed 22 videos in the winter, which might be the most I filmed in a really long time. 5 of those videos were Vlogmas vlogs. 2 were author vlogs. So in those videos, I read all of the published work of a single author. So I did Sally Rooney, and then I also did Coco Mellors. I did 2 dedicated wrap-ups, January and February. I did not do a December wrap-up because I think I got a little overwhelmed with Vlogmas. But I did do January and February. I did 5 dedicated book reviews, one of those being an Agatha Christie review, which is an ongoing project that I'm doing on my channel where I'm trying to read all of her Miss Marple books. So I read, forgetting the name, Body at the Vicarage, Murder at the Vicarage, and did a review of that. And my second Marple review should be coming fairly shortly. I did 3 end of the year wrap-up videos. I did 1 anticipated releases video, which I really have been enjoying and been reading a lot of books from that releases video. So I want to try and keep that up throughout the year. I did 1 seasonal TBR. So that was my spring TBR. And I do like that. I don't think I like doing monthly TBRs because I'm too much of a mood reader to stick to it. So I think sticking with seasonal TBRs and kind of sprinkling those in throughout my reading months works well for me. I did 2 Women's Prize reaction videos, and I did 1 book haul. Overall, I'm happy with how things went. I do want to do more weekly vlogs. I feel like I really enjoy kind of sharing my day-to-day, sharing my reaction to books as I read them with you guys, and it felt like I did a lot of that in Vlogmas and then not as much at the beginning part of the year. So I want to change that a little bit. But overall, I'm happy how consistent I was with filming videos. I bought a lot of books. I will do a haul video, and I've done a haul video recently, but I'll do it in an updated haul video. But I will try and put on the screen about how many books I bought in winter. I tried to use a library, but I just, in the cold months, I tend to buy more books, and I know that about myself. And then my lowest rank books were The Hunter, which I'll talk a little bit more about in my March wrap-up, which I gave 2 stars, Blue Sisters, which I gave 2 stars, and How to Sleep at Night, which I gave 2 stars. Blue Sisters is in my Coco Mellers vlog, and How to Sleep at Night is a independent review. So I will put those videos up on the screen. My highest ranked books are By the Fire We Carry, which will be coming in my March wrap-up, The Story of a Heart. Those 2 were both actually for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction, and I absolutely loved them. Normal People and Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney were 5 stars from my Sally Rooney vlogs. Brain on Fire, it was a fantastic 5-star memoir, which I chatted about in my January wrap-up. And then Sorrow and Bliss, one of my favorite books of all time. It was a reread during Vlogmas, and one of my favorite books that I've read ever, but definitely in this season, probably my favorite. So overall, it was a super solid reading season for me. I loved how consistent I was with uploading. I loved how consistent I was with reading and actually like staying on track for my yearly reading goal, and just a few tweaks here and there, I think. So down below in the comments, let me know what your favorite book of winter was, and if you've read any of the books that I chatted about in this seasonal wrap up. And with that, I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.